Hello YouTube, this is Chrizmaniac bringing you his very first Pokemon X and Y Bodybag battle. Now, these battles are wins over your opponent with 5 or 6 Pokemon of your own remaining. And now, I'm not doing these battles just to display any skill or to like demean my opponent or like any of that kind of stuff or brag or anything. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm doing these battles just to showcase some Pokemon strengths, to point out mistakes that would result in you like horribly losing a game, or and like yeah, all that kind of stuff. So this will be a learning experience for all of us. Now this video heralds the beginning of Bodybag Week, which is a whole week worth of Bodybag battles because I have enough now to start uploading all of them. Anyways, yeah, this battle features Slurpuff. That is why it's named Cream, this battle. So yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Bodybag.
Alright, okay, so I'm facing George today, otherwise known as TheProdigalLegion 723, and his channel link is down in the description down below. And now this battle is indeed a Bodybag battle. He does much better than this in this battle, but this was just unfortunate for him. But this battle was just too good to pass up to upload because my Slurpuff does a lot of work on his team. So yeah, check out TheProdigalLegion 723. He is a very good Pokemon battler. He also does very solid narrations on his channel, so yeah, go check him out. Anyways, I got a burn on my Flygon first turn from a U-turn. That sucks. That's very unfortunate. Anyways, he goes for the Quiver Dance right here, because that's very risky. I thought he would switch out, thinking that I would Stone Edge him, but nope, I guess he doesn't. He's taking risks right here. Anyways, he goes for the Heat Wave on my Gyarados, gets the lucky burn. That doesn't really, I don't really mind though, because Bakanawa, as you all know and love, she can just rest it off, that damage, and that won't do much. And that burn too. Anyways, that waterfall is still doing a pretty good amount because it's super effective against that, what's it called again? Volcarona, there you go. Anyways, I go for the rest here, right when his Skarmory shoots in, just thinking that he could wall me. And I think he assumes that my Gyarados is Dragonizing Gyarados, but nope, that's not the case. I am just walling Gyarados. And yeah, I go for a Sleep Talk right here. I roar out his Garchomp, and him bringing that in tells me that he has Stone Edge. And yeah, it's very good. I was really lucky to get the roar in that thing. Anyways, he goes for a Substitute on my Gyarados. That's a very questionable play because I could just roar that out. And then on his, he would waste 1/3 of his health. I mean 1/4. So, I don't know why I did that. Probably he has some train of thought or something. I don't know. Anyways, in comes Spartan once again, his Garchomp, and then I switch out right here. And then I go right into Philippines. I'm just ready to sap this guy's health down, and Philippines, in fact, is my Mega Venusaur in this battle. And yeah, so he evolved, he goes for Earthquake, and Philippines doesn't come close to knocking Philippines out because Mega Venusaur is quite the defensive monster, even though this guy has no defense investment. Anyways, I put that Garchomp to sleep, and that is great. That is a very important later on, as you'll see. Actually, it doesn't really matter later on. Never mind. But it's nice to have Garchomp to sleep. Anyways, so I just Leech through that thing. We're just gonna switch out, and in comes his Volcarona. And I'm not that worried about Volcarona because Venusaur has thick fat, and people actually Mega Venusaur. People forget that Mega Venusaur has thick fat, so I'm gonna stay on this thing and just suck out its health. Anyways, he double switches right there, thinking that I would switch, but nope. Actually, I do switch. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I'm bringing Bakanawa again because I know that would wall his Volcarona, and that also walls his Absol. And I go for the waterfall right here, doing a great amount of damage to that thing. Does like 75%. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that damage. Anyways, in comes his Skarmory, and that walls my waterfall very well. So right here, I opt to switch out, or do we go for the roar? This was a very long time ago, this battle. Yeah, so I switch out, and then in comes Spongerino. It is time to bring some Bodybags because it is time to destroy stuff with Trick Room, Focus Blast, Side Shock, and Shadow Ball. Anyways, he goes for a Toxic on my Reuniclus, and that essentially gives me a free switch in because Reuniclus doesn't really mind Toxic because I have Magic Guard. Anyways, I just mentioned and his Volcarona gets out, and I'm thinking that I would switch out from the Bug Buzz, but I don't. I go for a Side Shock right there, and he predicts that nicely by going into his Absol. And I was thinking that he'd go for a Sucker Punch right here, and he predicted me to switch out, but I don't because Sucker Punch won't knock out my Reuniclus in one shot. Anyways, in comes this Greninja again, and he predicts my Side Shock really well. And then right here, he's doing a great job of stalling out my Trick Room turns. And then I go for a Focus Blast, and I smash another one of his Pokemon, which is a Skarmory. So put that Skarmory back into the Bodybag, and yeah, in comes this Volcarona, and that does a lot to my Reuniclus, almost knocks it out, but Spongerino, being an absolute sponge, lives that and sets up Trick Room again, and now I can just proceed to wreck stuff. I destroy his Volcarona with a Shadow Ball, and in comes his Greninja, and right here, I go for a Focus Blast, but I miss. And that is great, because it gives my other Pokemon an opportunity to show themselves in this battle. So I switch out with my Reuniclus, and this is the perfect time to do something with Wonka, my Slurpuff. And I resist the Dark Pulse, that's great, and I switch him out with a red card. And that is great for me, because I resist that move first of all. And number 2, I get my Iron Burden activated because Red Guard gets consumed, and I'm at +2 speed. And anyways, I go for a Caution Guard right here, just to get my defense up drastically. And then right here he goes for the Scald. I don't really mind even if he gets the burn, because I have Aromatherapy on Wonka too. So once Wonka gets set up, not even Poison or Toxic would take me out. Only a crit or something. And right here, I'm just boosting up whatever I want to, whenever I want to. I don't really care about anything that he throws at me. Even a sleeping Garchomp won't do much. And I go for a Draining Kiss right here. Get all that delicious, nutritious HP back. Almost a full health for that Garchomp. So thank you, Garchomp, for your health. I got burnt, so I use Aromatherapy here just to show I have it. I could have finished this battle without using Aromatherapy, but whatever. Just to be safe. He wakes up with Earthquake, and that does nothing to Wonka. Well, not really nothing. Like, I don't know, 15%? Because Wonka is at +3 defensive Con Guard, and I get my HP back with Draining Kiss. So, wow! Wonka, what a monster when she gets set up. Anyways, that's the battle. He should just run there because the rest of his Pokemon are, in fact, weak to Wonka's Draining Kiss. He has a big fairy weakness on his team. Anyways, I'm telling you folks again that I'm not doing these battles to brag or demean my opponent or to offend anybody. I'm doing this to show Pokemon strengths and to point out mistakes in the battle. So, number 1, Slurpuff is really good. And number 2, don't put that much, too much weaknesses of one type in your team. Like 4 fairy weaknesses, because that's what TheProdigalLegion 723 had. So, anyways, check out his channel below. He's a very good battler. He does much better than the battle that I have done right now. He delivers you pretty good narrations, anyways. So yeah, this is my first Bodybag of the week. There's more to come this week, so stay tuned. Hope you folks enjoyed the battle. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you all next time.